Hello, welcome to the ICAST 2020 online business seminar series brought to you by takemefishing.org. I am Rob Southwick. I am the president of Southwick Associates. We are a market and economics research company specializing in the sport fishing and outdoor recreation markets for over 30 years. We help companies obtain better information to make better decisions and reach new levels of success. Let's begin by setting the stage, and I'll begin with the word competition. It defines a lot of what we do in life, and that is especially true within the sport fishing industry. Obviously, we as companies compete with each other for the attention and dollars of our current anglers. But also, as an industry, we must compete against other outdoor recreations who are also trying to win the time and the dollars of the same people, hoping that they participate in their sports. We need to compete to keep them in our circle as our anglers. For if we are successful, we will not only thrive as individual companies, but the future of our industry will also be assured and stronger. To successfully compete, to win the attention of our anglers and win attention of new anglers, we have to understand these people. We have to reach out and connect with them, communicate with them, and have them connect with us. Unfortunately, in our efforts to talk to anglers in the past, I have to say, based on 30 years in this industry, we have tended to speak to our consumer with one-size-fits-all messaging. And this messaging typically looks at our customer as a 42-year-old white guy. But I promise you, no one has ever gone fishing, no one has ever purchased fishing tackle because they're a 42-year-old white guy, or because they live on the coast, or inland, or in the South, or female, African American. No, they do not buy things based on what they look like. We do something, we buy something to satisfy some kind of internal need. These are motivations. Motivations are not unique to particular types of people based on what they look like. They can range widely across different types of people. When you try to quantify these motivations, it can be difficult because often people, anglers, may not understand why they go fishing. You have to talk to them, peel away layers of the onion to discover the core reason why they fish. And that's what we've done. Working with the American Sport Fishing Association, we've undertaken a series of surveys and analyses, and that's what we want to share with you now. The first results we want to share are the motivations for fishing. And this is looking at the average angler. So this is across all of our anglers. You can see on the top there, the top two reasons why people fish is to get away and relax, to escape, to spend time in the outdoors, followed by more human reasons, such as wanting to connect with friends and family, or to do something that really helps them connect with themselves. What you see here is the top four reasons why people go fishing are not unique to fishing. Other activities such as kayaking and camping and golf can satisfy these same core reasons. That's why other outdoor recreational activities are our core competitors for anglers' attention. It's not until you get to reason number 5 that we see something that's unique to fishing. In fact, when you look across all the motivations, only a third of them are unique to fishing. Therefore, we really have to work hard to keep our anglers in the fold and to win new anglers, knowing that there's many other activities that will satisfy those core needs that people want in their outdoor recreational time. Okay, I just shared with you the motivations for the average angler. However, I said earlier, it is a mistake to try to apply one-size-fits-all messaging in our outreach and marketing efforts. That does not work. So what we've done in this study is that we examine U.S. anglers to understand how they vary. And what we've discovered are 7 core segments or personas that represent all anglers in the U.S. market. And let me share those with you next. Let's look at one of the personas as an example so you can understand what we have and learn more about these anglers. The first of the 7 personas I want to share with you is the consumptive angler. They represent about 12% of the U.S. sport fishing market. In fact, of all the 7 segments, they all range between 11% and 16% of the market. So there's no one persona that dominates overall. As the name implies, they fish because they want to bring something home to eat. They want to relax while they're doing so. For them, one of their highest concerns about fishing is access. They don't have a lot of money. They don't want to pay for access. So public parks are ideal for them, public places. They're also very interested in state fish stocking programs and schedules. Being lower income, they do tend to spend less on fishing equipment. They're not one to see typically buying boats and going out equipment heavy. They buy just what they need to catch fish. But because they are serious about their fishing, they will spend money on good quality gear. It's just that they will not have a lot of gear. They're more likely to shop at mass merchants such as Walmart, G.I. Joe's, and so forth. And they get the information from their friends and family, and they do look to the state fisheries agencies for information on where to fish and stocking and so forth. Okay, this is as technical as I'm going to get in this presentation. This slide, and I have a similar slide for a couple other segments, shows how important different motivations are to this group. The zero, if you look there at the bottom line of this graph, the zero represents the point where the fictitious average angler sits. So for the consumptive angler, you can see that this angler, for most motivations, over-indexes. That is, these motivations are more important to the consumptive angler than they are to the average angler. So you can see clearly to catch food is huge. They're 1.5 times more likely to want to fish to bring home something to eat. You also see they fish because it's something that's always been done in their family, it's been passed down to them, and that it really connects with them as an outdoor activity. So we see overall the consumptive angler tends to be more of a dedicated angler as they over-index on most motivations compared to the average angler. All right, the next segment I want to share with you is the traditionalist. This is the most dedicated. This is the angler on one extreme of the spectrum. To many people, this is probably the stereotypical angler. For the traditionalist, he is motivated by all things fishing. It is in his DNA. It is his lifestyle. It's what he thinks about when he's maybe just not thinking about work. Otherwise, he lives for fishing. This angler considers himself an expert. Of all the personas, this one thinks he has the best fishing skills, and I believe him. I say him and he for a reason because this persona has the highest percentage of males at 60% compared to all the other personas. Being older typically has the highest income of all the personas, and being dedicated to fishing and older with higher income spends the most money on fishing equipment. Boats, gear, all different types will have one rod rigged up for each type of fishing that it might encounter on a day on the water. This person wants to buy products from people who understands him, understands his needs. So outdoor specialties such as Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's and the independent retailers are very important to the traditionalist. This one, because they tend to get older, and we've seen this a lot of other social research, as they get older, they want to pass it on to the next generation. This is the persona that wants to help introduce the next generation to fishing and wants to dedicate time to helping improve fishing for the future. Looking at this technical slide, here, if you look at the bottom, you see the zeros at the far left. And all the bars representing all the motivations skew off towards the right-hand side. This means that the traditionalist over-indexes on every motivation that we've identified for fishing. The ones that over-index the most, as you see, is to pass on his love of fishing to others, where he is 2.5 times more likely to have that motivation compared to other anglers. Then you see the next highest motivation above there is to be a part of conservation efforts. This one is truly a dedicated angler. All right, the third persona that I want to share in detail is the occasional angler. For them, fishing is really just about meeting a goal. This is really an unusual group, not one we expected to find in the research. They're not in love with fishing. They like it, but what they love are challenges in the outdoors. So when they go fishing, they have a goal in mind. They want to catch a trophy, or maybe they, for example, never caught a steelhead, and that's next on their list. But they could take fishing or they could leave it. If something else provides the challenge they want in the outdoors, they'll go and do it. It's kind of a conundrum in a ways because this one tested highest in wanting to improve his or her fishing skills. However, they're the ones least likely to set time aside to do it. So to help them stay in fishing, to find that new goal, we have to make it very convenient when it comes to offering new fishing skill lessons, information. We need to go to them and cannot expect this angler to come to us. This one's not a big spender, though this angler will spend money on a particular goal, but just not a lot. Therefore, not likely to have a boat that's fully decked out with everything. They'll have just what they need to reach their goal. Because they are not dedicated to fishing, we are more likely to lose them to other activities. It's very important we keep fishing top of mind and keep offering new challenges and opportunities for this person if we want them to remain an angler. And then back to this more technical graph. Here, if you see on the bottom of the graph, along the bottom axis, the zeros on the far right. What this means is all the motivations above there, since they point off towards the left-hand side, this angler under-indexes on every motivation we've tested for fishing. There's no one thing that drives it forward. So fishing, again, is not a part of this person's focused lifestyle. It is something they want to do when they see a goal that they can achieve. We don't have time to go through all 7 personas. They're in the detailed report, and in a moment I'll tell you where you can get that report with the full details. But of the remaining 4 personas, one of them is a friendly fisherman. For this one, it's about connecting with their friends and people they like in the outdoors to get away and relax. The next angler I want to share with you is the social dabbler. For the social dabbler is all about friends and family, people that they want to spend time with. They're not interested in the outdoors. It's not about necessarily getting away and relaxing. It's all about spending time with people who they like. So it's very important that, say, for example, on Thursday night, when a group of people are talking about, hey, what do you want to do this weekend? We need to make sure that fishing is top of mind. So someone says, well, why don't we try fishing? Because the social dabbler says, sure, sounds good, because they want to spend time with their friends and family doing things that their friends and family like to do too. The next segment is the adventurous angler. This is, you could call the extreme angler. It's all about the thrill and the chase of fishing. Fishing is something that's core to them. It really connects with them. But they're also really, really focused on fish. They're fascinated by fish. They want to know fish habits. They want to know what makes a fish strike, what's the fish biology, and use that information to improve their fishing experience and opportunities. And then the final segment I want to share is the Zen angler, complete opposite of the adventurous angler. In fact, if you try to promote fishing as something that's extreme, and if you give the parents that fishing can take a lot of preparation, a lot of work to do, we will lose this angler. This angler is very similar to the consumptive angler, except they're really not concerned about bringing fish home. It's all about relaxing, and they see fishing as a way to relax. And we need to make sure they understand fishing is a way to relax and how they can do so easily. Okay, in your marketing efforts, we're talking about consumer segmentation research here. There's another level to consumer segmentation or persona research that we haven't touched on yet. This is what we call purchase drivers. So once you made that decision that fishing will satisfy that need you have, that motivation to go fishing will bring those benefits that you want to life, you then use purchase drivers to decide what type of fishing is best for you. Is it something extreme such as marlin fishing? Or is it something more relaxing such as maybe spending time lakeside with your friends catching panfish? So purchase drivers come into play. When it comes to product, purchase drivers are very unique to individual products. For example, for rods, purchase drivers might be the fit and feel of the rod, the types of eyes. Brand is always important when it comes to purchase drivers. And also pricing certainly comes into play. So if you understand how people see the brands and the price and how they view the product, you'll have more success in them picking your product from all the thousands of choices that are out there available to them. Purchase drivers are more than just types of choosing your type of fishing you're going to do or the type of product. Then come into play into what type of retail channel, what type are you going to shop online or go to independent or a chain, the types of media you prefer that you want to consume. Are you going to use a guide or explore on your own? Purchase drivers are very broad. So when you do your own marketing efforts, you will go through a process of identifying the purchase drivers to even have greater success in your marketing efforts. Okay, let's summarize where we stand so far. We're getting near the end. Number one, never sell to people based on what they look like, because that 42-year-old white guy might be the Zen angler, or it could be the extreme angler. You could get your marketing wrong and lose that customer. You want to market to people based on their internal needs and motivations, because when you speak to that person's core need, you will get their attention, you'll make that connection and win that customer, whether we're trying to recruit them into fishing or to buy a particular type of product. Recognize that motivations can vary widely, even if you're talking about the same kind of fishing or the same kind of product, such as a rod and reel combo. When you understand the different types of motivations and target your messaging to the different audiences, you will have greater marketing success. So be very, very focused, very aware of the market you're talking to. Focus your messaging, you'll have a lot more success. To get a copy of this report, go to southigassociates.com. You'll see right there on the front page a box for consumer segments and personas. Click on that and you can download the detailed technical report. It is free. There's no cost to this report. This project was funded by a grant from the State Fish and Wildlife Agency, so had the same interest as industry does on making sure people are fishing, buying licenses, so they have the revenues to keep providing great fishing opportunities and to further fisheries conservation. We thank them for their support. In a few weeks' time, we'll also have a visual type, an infographic-based report available online that summarizes the study in an easy-to-digest format. If you're really into the personas concept, I highly recommend you visit the Recreational Boating and Fishing Foundation website and download their personas report. The RBFF is actually the sponsor of takemefishing.org. They have some outstanding research, and their personas report looks at recruiting new anglers. So the ASA study we just talked about are people who already fish. This one looks at how we get people into fishing and the different audiences there of potential new anglers. Excellent information. All right, that brings us to the end. Once again, I'd like to thank takemefishing.org for sponsoring this business seminar series. If you have any questions, please send them to us. We'd love to hear from you and hear your ideas. If you have specific information needs, feel free to contact us. We're always here to help. Otherwise, best of success in all your business endeavors. Hope to see you in person soon. Take care.